Welcome to our YouTube channel Mathematical Pathshala. In this lecture, we are going to discuss ordinary differential equations complete solution in CSIR NET examination, which was held on 26th November. Basically, it is known as the June 2020 examination. In this session, they have asked total 5 questions. 2 questions are of 3 marks and rest 3 questions are of 4.75 marks. And according to me, this question paper of OD is quite easy, you can say, because the way we have given the theory lecture of OD, the level of this examination is low as compared to our theory lectures. But all the questions are from basic. If you remember the result, then you may not be able to solve this question paper. You may feel difficulty in examination and also at home Let us begin with the problem number 1. We will first discuss the problems of part B. Then after we will come to the part C problems. Let k be a positive integer. Consider the differential equation dy by dt is equal to y power 5k upon 5k plus 2 for a t positive and y at 0 taking value 0. Then what can you say about the solution of this differential equation in the interval 0 to infinity? This is a initial value problem. If you check this function, whether this is Lipschitz continuous or not, so what is your rectangle R? This is given by x comma y belongs to R2 such that mod of x minus x naught less than or equal to a, mod of y minus y naught less than or equal to b. So this x naught is 0, y naught is 0. So you can remove this point. You can remove this point also. So this is less than or equal to b, less than or equal to a. So your rectangle is, say this is 0, 0 point. This is your rectangle. This is a point, this is b point, this is minus b, this is minus a. Where a and b both are positive, from the condition this a is bigger than or equal to this mod quantity. And you are not checking at a point, so this a is a positive because you are checking on the neighborhood of 0, 0. Now, if you check for the Lipschitz continuity, then Lipschitz continuity fails, because if you find the partial derivative, it becomes unbounded in the neighborhood of 0. Okay, let me tell you this problem in this format. You have given this k as a positive integer, then this 5k upon 5k plus 2 will be always lesser than 1 and will be bigger than 0. So let me treat this as alpha. This is for your convenience. If you are comfortable with k, then you can do with k also. I am just writing alpha where alpha is, this is a fixed number between 0 and 1, but I am saying if you choose alpha in between 0 and 1, then you can find the solution and you can tell, you can discuss all the options. If you see, this is dy by y power minus alpha, dy is equal to dt plus c. Okay, this is dt. Clearly this function is not Lipschitz continuous in the neighborhood of 0, 0. So we cannot give the guarantee of the unique solution. So one is this thing, and why it is not Lipschitz, because this point is 0. So you are checking in the neighborhood of 0, 0. If you find the partial derivative, it will be alpha times y power 1 minus alpha, which is alpha upon y power alpha minus 1. Because you're not alpha minus 1, let me take this as a alpha times y power 1 minus alpha. Okay, I have done a wrong calculation here. This is alpha times y power alpha minus 1, which is same as alpha upon y power 1 minus alpha. Now it is correct. So as you go near 0, then this alpha will go to 0, or leave this part, you treat this as a 1 upon 1 minus alpha. So as you go near 0 from y, and you can always proceed because your neighborhood, your point is 0, 0. So you are in the neighborhood of 0, 0. So as y tends to 0, this quantity becomes unbounded. So this is not Lipschitz, so you cannot give me the guarantee for unique solution. Okay, let me see. This y power minus alpha dy is equal to dt. Now you can integrate this. This is y 1 minus alpha is equal to t plus c. We have given y at 0 taking value 0. So if you put this, then this will be 0. This is well defined because alpha is less than 1. Otherwise, if alpha is bigger than 1, then you cannot put 0 here. So this is 0 is equal to c. So your c is 0. So your y is equal to t times 1 minus alpha whole power 1 upon alpha minus 1. You are having this situation. You are getting this point. So this y is equal to t times 1 minus alpha whole power 1 upon alpha minus, this is 1 minus alpha. So I am getting one solution. That means the solution exists. Can you give me the guarantee for the uniqueness? No, you cannot give me the guarantee because we do not have any way for encounter the uniqueness. Can I create more solution? Okay, if I define a new solution in this format, suppose gamma is bigger than 0, I'm just shifting this curve to the gamma distance on the positive t-axis because this is in my y and t variable. So I am shifting my curve gamma distance in the direction of t, in the positive direction of t. So this is t minus gamma, this is 1 minus alpha whole power 1 upon 1 minus alpha, and when gamma is negative I am taking value 0 because this is some curve. This curve will be like it may be parabola or it may have more growth because your alpha is less than 1. So this 1 minus alpha will be lesser than 1. So this quantity will, this overall quantity will be bigger than 1. So its growth will be bigger than y is equal to x line. So the curve will look like in this format. If you are shifting your curve to the positive side, then this curve will shift like this. It is not exactly parabola. It may, it will depend upon your alpha. So you can easily verify this y is also a solution, and for each gamma positive you are having a new solution. So there exists uncountably many solutions. So option C will be most appropriate. It has infinitely many solutions which are continuously differentiable. It has to be continuously differentiable because the way we are constructing or we are finding the solution of first order differential equation, it is continuous and differentiable. So C option is most appropriate. This is a famous question. ये नेट में गेट में काफी बार पूछा जा चुका है, बस हमेशा इसकी फ्रेमिंग में कुछ ना कुछ नई चीज होती है. Question number 2. This you may find interesting question. Consider the following two differential equation. dy by dt is equal to y power alpha, where alpha is bigger than 1. जब भी आपका अल्फा बिगर देन 1 होगा और आप IVP डिफाइन करोगे इसके लिए, इसके पास हमेशा ग्लोबल सॉल्यूशन कभी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगा. यू कैन इजीली वेरीफाई. ओके, फॉर योर कन्वीनियंस लेट मी सेट दिस. आई एम सेटिंग y नॉट टू बी 1, z नॉट टू बी 1 and alpha to be 2. This is just for your convenience because if you work with alpha, so you may get confused between in the calculation part. So this is only for you. Now let me first come to the equation dz by dt minus z power 2, z at 0 taking value z0, but z0 I have assumed it to be 1. This is just for convenience. So if you solve this problem, so you are having minus 1 upon z is equal to t plus c, okay, minus t plus c. Now put your condition, then you are having minus 1 is equal to 0 plus c, your c is minus 1, so minus 1 upon z is minus t minus 1, so your z is 1 upon t plus 1. This is one solution. So this solution is existing globally because your domain is from 0 to infinity. They have defined your t is positive. So when your t is positive, this solution exists globally. And they are asking after 0. So you can see option A is saying both star and double star have global solution, and option B is none of the star and double star have global solution. So I can discard my option B. Now let us let us work with this first star equation. Star equation is dy by dt y power alpha, but alpha I have taken 2 and y at 0 taking value y0, but y0 I have assumed it to be 1. So let us work with this. So I'm having minus 1 upon y is equal to t plus c, say c1. Put your initial condition, your c1 will be minus 1, So your y is 1 upon 1 minus t, because your c1 is minus 1. So if you multiply with minus and take inverse, then you will have y is equal to 1 upon 1 minus t. You can easily verify at point t, the solution is getting braked. So this is not existing globally. So this is for your convenience. If you choose alpha to be arbitrary but bigger than 1, then you will feel the solution does not exist globally for in this scenario. And here the solution is existing because of this negativeness, and this y0 and z0 both are positive. Actually, this problem is again a standard problem of dy by dt is equal to y power alpha, where alpha is positive, bigger than 1, and y at 0 taking some positive value. This is a standard problem of Shire Ahmed book. This is a standard book of ordinary differential equations written by Shire Ahmed. तो उसकी exercise का question है, and this problem is very similar to this, but if you do not know the problem, still you can solve by basics. So you are facing this solution does not exist globally, but here you are having one thing. As your t approaches 1, then your y will approach plus infinity, or you say mod y will approach plus infinity. So if you observe the option D, there exists a global solution for double star, which is existing according to our convenience, and there exists a t positive such that limit t tends to capital T, mod of yt tends to plus infinity. So for this problem, you are having this. If you change your alpha to be arbitrary, then your t may change, but this t will be finite because your alpha is a finite fixed bigger than 1 number. So option D is most appropriate. इस बार की जो ओडी है, इस बार की ओडी में कहीं भी क्वेश्चन में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन क्रिस्टल क्लियर है. आपको किसी प्रॉब्लम में किसी ऑप्शन में डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए. बाकी जो प्रीवियस ईयर के क्वेश्चन हैं उनमें काफ़ी सारे डाउट्स होते हैं कि क्वेश्चन सही है, कोई ऑप्शन गलत है, बट इस टाइप का यहाँ पर इस वाले एग्जाम में कोई भी डाउट नहीं है. एवरीथिंग इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर. द फॉलोइंग 2 पॉइंट बाउंड्री वैल्यू प्रॉब्लम y double dash plus lambda y is equal to 0 with y at 0, y at pi taking value 0. This problem is very similar to the problem I have discussed in calculus of variation part, because when you solve the calculus of variation part, you get the same Sturm-Liouville problem with the same boundary condition. So this is again an easy problem. One undergraduate student can do this problem easily because this is an standard Sturm-Liouville problem. The following 2 point boundary value problem has a trivial solution y is equal to 0. It also has a non-trivial solution for. So clearly y is equal to 0 will satisfy this problem as well as boundary conditions. So we have to find the non-trivial solution or the condition on lambda for which the non-trivial solution exists. Can I take lambda to be 0? Because if I choose lambda to be 0, I will get y is identically 0. Because if lambda is 0, then I will have y double dash is equal to 0. Then integrate 2 times, your y will be c1x plus c2. After putting these conditions, your c1, c2 both will be 0. If you choose lambda to be negative, then you will put your lambda is some, say minus k square, where k is some non-zero real number. Then your solution will be looking like c1 e power kx plus c2 e power minus kx. But if you imply your condition, your c1, c2 again will be 0. So you will get only trivial solution. So those I am leaving it to you. And there is one more standard technique I have told in theory lecture, how to say this lambda is positive or negative by direct integrating. You just multiply in this equation with y and integrate from 0 to pi, then you will feel your lambda will be non-negative. Now, when lambda is positive, then you can assume your lambda is of the form k square, where k is some non-zero real number, because if it is 0, then this case will arise. So if you put this, then your equation will look like, now the solution will be c1 cos kx plus c2 sin kx. Now apply the conditions. Y at 0 taking value 0 will give you c1 is 0. So you will be having a c2 sin kx. Now y at pi taking value 0, then you will have 0 is equal to c2 sin k pi. Now we are seeking for a non-trivial solution. There are 2 cases, because R is a field. So in a field, there does not exist any zero divisor. So either your C2 is 0 or sin kx is 0. If your C2 is 0, then you will have C1 0, C2 0, your y is identically 0 in every case. So for a non-trivial solution, I will assume my C2 is non-zero, then my k pi will be, or my k will be n, because sin k pi will be 0 when k is n, where n is a integer, and it will be non-zero integer because k is non-zero real number. But when k is n, you can have this lambda to be n square, and solution you can say Cn sin nx, because your constant is I am assuming this constant is varying according to n. So lambda is equal to n square is an eigenvalue. Now if you see the option no values of lambda, that means there does not exist any non-trivial solution for any value of lambda, but this is false, because if you choose lambda to be n square, then you are having a solution. For lambda is equal to 1, yes, you are having a solution, you can choose n to be 1. So B is correct. C, lambda is equal to n square for all n belongs to natural number, n is bigger than 1. अगर आप n को bigger than 1 लोगे तब भी आपके पास non-trivial solution है. So C is also correct. Option D, lambda is non-negative, but you do not have any negative eigenvalue, because when you choose lambda to be negative or 0, you are having only trivial solution, but they are asking for non-trivial. So B and C are most appropriate. Question number 4. This question is totally depending upon your observation. If you solve this problem, you will be in trouble in your examination. So you have to observe each and every statement and every option, then you can do without touching your pen. Consider the solutions. y1 is equal to e power minus 3t, e power minus 3t, 0. y2 is equal to, this is transpose, 0, comma e power minus 5t, e power minus 5t transpose. And the system y dash t, which is basically known as y1 dash, y2 dash, y3 dash, minus 5, 2, minus 2, 1, minus 4, 1, minus 1, 1, minus 6, yt, where y is a column vector as a y1, y2, y3. Now option A, y1 and y2 form a basis for the set of solution to star. This is a 3 by 3 system, so it will have 3 linearly independent solutions. So you cannot generate your basis from 2 vectors. y1 and y2 are 2 vectors, so this cannot form a basis because you need 3 Li solution of this problem. So for 3 Li solution, you need 3 Li vectors which are solution of this, so they will form a basis. y1 and y2 cannot form a basis, so false A. Option B, y1 and y2 are linearly independent but do not form a basis for the set of all solution of star. See, it doesn't, y1 and y2 do not form the basis, that is clear, because we need 3 vectors for forming basis. Are they Li, y1 and y2? See, this is e power minus 3 factor, this is e power minus 5 factor. You cannot generate this vector from this vector by multiplying any constant, because if you multiply with any constant, you cannot change this minus 5 to minus 3. So this y1 and y2 are not constant multiple of each other, so they are Li. So B is correct. Option C, there exists another solution y3 such that y1, y2, y3 form a basis for the set of solution. For this you have to be very careful. This y1 is a solution, y2 is a solution, because they have not told you that these are a solution. So you cannot consider those consider these two vectors as a solution. So you have to verify these are solution. How I will verify? Because my solution of this format, v1 e power lambda 1t, v2 e power lambda 2t, v3 e power lambda 3t, provided I am having 3 distinct linearly independent eigenvectors. So what I need to verify? I need to verify this minus 3 is an eigenvalue of A, this minus 5 is an eigenvalue of A, and this 1, 1, 0 is an eigenvector for minus 3, and 0, 1, 1 is an eigenvector. If I verify this, then I am done. Then I can claim this is my solution, because this is the solution. These are 3 Li solutions, where v1 is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda 1, v2 is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda 2, v3 is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda 3. So what you do? You do not touch your pen, you just observe whether minus 3 is an eigenvalue or not. See, for -3 the matrix is -5 2 -2. Okay, 1 second, -1 -4 -1. So how will you verify this -3 is an eigenvalue or not? You will verify whether your a minus lambda is a singular or not. So if you see a minus lambda, a minus 3i, if this is singular, then this is going to be an eigenvalue. So what is your a plus 3i matrix? It will be -2 2 -2 1 -1 -1 -1 1. This is 3. So you can easily verify this vector and this row and this row both are Li, both are linearly dependent, because if you multiply with -1/2, then you will get this same. No, wait. A plus 3i, if you add 3, this is -3. Wait, let me verify whether I have written correct matrix or not. A minus lambda is -3 from this, so this is -5, this will be -2, this will be -1, this will be -3 and rest entries are same, so 2 -2 1 -1 -1 1. Now you verify whether this is singular or not. So for singular you can find because directly I cannot observe. Okay, I will come to this. Let us verify for 5. So if you find a minus -5i, this matrix will be 0 2 -2 1 1 -1 -1 1 -1. You can see this row is linearly dependent to other two rows, because if you add these two rows, then your first entry will be 0, second entry will be 2, third entry will be -2. So this row is depending over these two rows. So this -5 is an eigenvalue. Now we have to verify whether this is an eigenvector or not. Eigenvector will be 0 1 1, and here eigenvector will be 1 1 0. Let us verify this. If you add these two rows, then you are going to get -1 2 -1 1 -3. So this row is depending over these two rows. That means this is also an eigenvalue. So I have verified this -5 and -3 both are an eigenvalue. Can you give me another eigenvalue? That the last eigenvalue will be lambda 3 will be, your trace is -15 minus sum of eigenvalue. Lambda 1 plus lambda 2. So this is -15 minus lambda 1 plus lambda 2. So lambda 1 is -3, lambda 2 is -5. So -8. So you are having -7 is another eigenvalue. Now let us verify this 1 1 0 is an eigenvector or not. Can I say directly? Because when we say this is an eigenvector, when I am having this 1 minus -5i, if I operate x, I should get 0. So for -5 I will multiply with this vector. So if in this matrix, if you multiply with this, then you should get the 0 vector, and I will definitely get 0 vector. Why? Because if you observe, you are multiplying this with this vector. Here your second entry is 1, third entry is 1. Here you are having 2 -2. So you multiply, then you will get 2 plus 2 -2, then it is 0. 1 -1 will be 0, 1 -1 will be 0. So this is an eigenvector, so I am done with this. Now let us verify this. This is also an eigenvector because first two entries are 1 1, rest and other entry is 0. So if you put this and multiply this matrix with this vector, then you are going to get -2 plus 2, which is 0, 1 -1 which is 0, -1 1 which is 0. So these are forming the solution for this system. If they are forming a solution, I have another eigenvalue, I can find the eigenvector corresponding to this, then I will take v3 e power -70. So I will get basis. So option C is correct. Option D, y1 and y2 are linearly dependent, false. So B and C are most appropriate. Let us come to the last question. जब मैंने आपको थ्योरी लेक्चर पढ़ाया था तो उस टाइम पे बताया था कि अभी तक नॉन होमोजीनियस सिस्टम का कभी कोई क्वेश्चन पूछा नहीं है नेट में. इस साल हो सकता है कि क्वेश्चन पूछें, तो इस बार उन्होंने नॉन होमोजीनियस सिस्टम पे भी क्वेश्चन पूछा है. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, यू कैन अटेम्प्ट दिस प्रॉब्लम विदाउट नोइंग द सिस्टम ऑफ नॉन होमोजीनियस differential equation. But I will tell you a method also. Let A be an n cross n matrix with a distinct eigenvalues. A is n by n, lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda n be n distinct eigenvalues with the corresponding linearly independent eigenvectors v1, v2, vn. Then the non-homogeneous differential equation x dash t ax t plus e power lambda 1 t v1. Suppose I do not know the concept of non-homogeneous system. How can I proceed? In examination, this is just for the objective type questions, not for subjective, because subjective you cannot attempt in this manner. So what should I do? If I do not know anything, but I want to attempt this problem. I will assume my A is a 1 by 1 matrix. So I will assume my A is 1 by 1. What is the simplest concept? I will choose my A to be 1. Then can you give me the eigenvalue? Eigenvalue is 1 is an eigenvalue because this is an scalar matrix whose diagonal entry is 1. So this eigenvalue lambda 1 will be 1. Can you give me eigenvector? I will say every non-zero vector is an eigenvector. So if you choose V be any non-zero vector, that means this is a member of R now because I am working with 1 by 1 system. So my equation will be x dash is equal to x plus e power t into 1. I am choosing simply V, simplest V. Now this is a first order, first degree linear differential equation in most general format. So the solution will be given by x into integrating vector minus t integration e power t e power minus t dt plus some constant c. So my x will look like e power t times t plus c e power t. This is the format of solution. So from this intuition you can think for this higher order. So if you see, option A does not have a solution of the format e power lambda 1 t a for any vector, and that is obviously true. You will not have any solution. Option B has a solution of the format e power lambda 1 t a for some vector a in Rn. Sorry, option A is correct because you will not have a solution of this for option A says does not have a solution of the format e power lambda 1 t a. You will not have a solution because your solution is of this format. Because if it is true for n by n, then it should be true for 1 by 1. So A is correct. This is just on your intuition. Option B has a solution of the format. If A is correct, then B cannot be correct. So B is false. Option C has a solution of the format e power lambda 1 t a plus t times e power lambda 1 t b. So I am getting a solution. So C is also correct. Option D does not have a solution of the form e power lambda 1 t a plus t times e power lambda 1 t b. If C is correct, then D cannot be correct. So this is based on my intuition. Now let me give you the how to proceed for the solution. You are aware of fundamental matrix because I cannot give you complete theory in this lecture. So you are aware of the fundamental matrix. Suppose your first solution will be e lambda 1 t times v1. This is a column vector. This is a column vector. Let me treat this as a bar because this bar will look good for the vector format because this v1 is a column vector in Rn. This is e power lambda 2t v. This is yn bar e power lambda n t vn. This is my solution for the homogeneous part, because when you are having this problem x dash t is equal to ax of t. So this is a solution of this format, but I want to find the solution of non-homogeneous part also. In simple OD, what you do, you use the variation of parameter format. So you assume okay, let me tell you one more thing. This, suppose x is y1 bar, y2 bar, yn bar. This is a n by n matrix because each yn is a column of order n. So this is n by n matrix. Determinant of this non-zero because each solution is linearly independent. That means each column is Li. If each column is Li, then this x has to be invertible. So determinant of x is 0, so x inverse is a well defined. Now you are assuming this is a solution of this equation. Now in variation of parameter, what do you say? You know this C1 y1 bar plus C2 y2 bar plus Cn yn bar is a solution of homogeneous part, but where C1 and C2 Cn are constant. So in variation of parameter part, you do this. You assume u1x y1 bar, u2x y2 bar plus unx yn bar. This is your possible solution of non-homogeneous part. Here you have changed your constant to variable and you are assuming this is my solution and you are finding the condition. This is exactly same as the variation of parameter in simple ODE. So this methodology you apply, then you will get the correct format of solution. So I am writing the solution format. The exact solution is given by x inverse x time f of t dt. This is the exact form of solution. If you are feeling problem, what is x, what is ft? This x inverse is the inverse matrix of this fundamental matrix. This is called the fundamental matrix. So this x inverse is well defined. This integration is component wise integration. That means because this x is a n by n matrix. This ft, what is ft? This is your ft. Here they are taking only this e power lambda 1t, but I am assuming if you are having a situation like this, x dash barabar ax plus f of t, where ft is any column vector. So this is a n by 1 vector. This is n by n. So you will have column at the end after multiplying this. Then you integrate component wise. Then you will have again a column. Then on that column you multiply with x inverse. Then you will get the exact solution. So this is the general theory for attempting this problem. But if you use this theory, you can attempt in your subjective papers. You cannot attempt in your CSR NET examination. So this is the theory part, and you use this condition to derive this formula. You can derive this formula. Trust me, you can derive. You just assume this y bar is equal to u1 y1 plus u2 y2 plus un yn. This is a solution of this equation. So then what you do? You just put into this and claim that the solution of this format. If you are facing still problem, you can Google it, or you can get in any standard book. You can get in Shahir Ahmed also. I hope you understand each and every problem very carefully, very clearly. If you still have some doubt, you can ask me on the WhatsApp. You can do comment also. And if you have any suggestion for us, you are always welcome. Thanks for watching this solution series.